Hi, welcome to Mother Industrialist live show where we talk about entrepreneurship, parenting, and life. I'm the host, Kenneth. I'm the author of Mother Industrialist, Perfecting the Balance Between Motherhood and Business Success. I'm also the founder of KC Creative Marketing, where we provide designing services and marketing consulting. Today is episode 18. So I'm so happy to have this really awesome lady that's coming on my show, and I'm so honored to have her. She's a mother of two teenagers. She's an author of the upcoming book, How to Thaw Your Frozen Feet. She's also a consultant and speaker. So, without further ado, let us welcome Joanne. Hi, Joanne. Hi, hello.
Good evening.
Hi, welcome. Thanks for making time to come onto my show, and we're truly blessed. And I'm so glad that we got connected because we are so like-minded and a lot of things that we share. And before we kickstart the show, there's a tradition which is every guest get to post a question of the day out to the audience and to the next guest. So are you ready for the question of the day before we
Yes,
kickstart the show? Yes.
absolutely.
Okay. So the question of the day is how to be a successful clown to your children and juggle everything, meaning that as a mom we always like parents we always like a clown to our children, making them happy, making them laugh and all that. How do you balance that, and how do you juggle everything else like your business? So the question is
Okay.
how to be a successful clown to our children and also juggle everything in our lives. So give some time to think about it while I go onto our Facebook and see if we are live successfully and if the sound is good. Okay, I hear myself. Okay, good. Okay, I'm trying to hear your voice. I think I talk a bit too much. I can. Okay, I think I can hear your sound. Okay, okay. I think they will. I think you'll be good. Okay. So I hello to all those coming on live and those who are watching replay. Thank you for coming in. And so Joanne, are you ready with your answer to the question of the day?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
give it to us.
So, so the question was how to be a successful clown to our children
Yep.
and balancing all that
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So I think it's important to be your authentic self, first of
Hmm.
all. And in that, coupling balance or
Mm-mm.
bringing balance together, I think when it comes to your children, you just need to be able to let go.
Hmm.
So when you're prioritizing your timeline,
Mm-mm.
just when you have that moment in time with your kids, give it all you have. Time is one of our best commodities.
Mm.
And when you give that time to the children and you just let yourself be a free spirit,
Mm.
goof off, have fun, just let go,
Yep.
they're going to be able to feel comfortable in themselves
Mm.
also.
Wow, that is really awesome. And now we are ready to kickstart the show. Thank you, Joanne. And before we
Awesome.
kickstart the show, maybe there's a lot of audience who do not know about you. Maybe you can do a short introduction about yourself and what were you doing before you start your own business, or even what's your background like. Can you share with us?
Absolutely, I'd love to.
Hmm.
So my background is actually administrative, executive administration and financial services.
Mm-mm.
However, I've I've honed into that
Mm.
in the beginning years of being a entrepreneur,
Mm-mm.
having a home daycare
Ah.
for almost 9 years,
Mm.
and then going into a different phase of corporate Canada, and then
Mm-mm.
coming back out of that
Mm.
and becoming an author and a speaker and consultant.
Wow. So you start entrepreneurship really early before you became a mom?
Oh yes, yes, absolutely. Entrepreneurship started when I was with my parents actually,
Mm, mm,
and I learned that how to become an entrepreneur with my parents,
mm,
and I started up my own little businesses alongside with the support of my family,
mm,
and then that grew as I became an adult.
mm.
I focused on my own set of beliefs with entrepreneurship.
Wow, wow. So that also brings us to the topic of the day, which is how entrepreneurship helped me or you in my parenting journey. So you were sharing that you were saying that your parents are entrepreneurs. Maybe you can share a bit more and how does it impacted you and in your entrepreneurial journey or in your life.
Yes, absolutely. So, yes, my parents, they owned a number of businesses. They
Mm,
were in real estate,
mm,
owned a number of apartment buildings. My father had an income tax business,
mm,
as well as they also owned an oil company.
mm,
And when when I was younger, I was always brought in to help work and help be a part of the family,
mm,
and didn't expect anything. But what that did was able to give me or enhance my leadership skills, enhance my discipline, enhance various facets of my life
mm,
in order to carry that on further. And yeah, it was just a very strong family atmosphere
mm.
where we worked together, we played together, we did everything together.
Hmm. So before we come on to the show, we did a short meeting, and you were sharing with me that your parents were encouraging you or bringing you to do some chores and helping them with the business. And what are those things that you have done? Because because will you have a different upbringing, like a different childhood compared to your peers? Because your parents are entrepreneur. Is there any big difference that you can share with us?
Absolutely. I think the biggest difference was a time factor.
Mm,
The time factor was that although we were working together
mm,
and we spent time together, which enabled them to be able to foster a strong foundation, I
mm,
feel, versus parents who are working a 9 to 5
mm.
job or, whatever type of hours they work on the job.
Yep.
And yes, so I was included. My father and I, we did income tax together.
Mm,
I would do everything on the computer. He did everything manually. We would have races. We would make it fun to see who can get finished first. Um, and then in terms of real estate,
mm,
I ended up actually obtaining my real estate license.
mm,
And in the end, as an adult. But prior to that, I was able to learn various facets of being an entrepreneur
mm,
in real estate
mm,
and ownership of apartment buildings,
mm,
and that changed my life in the
mm,
area that we had I feel a better quality of life
mm,
than what I saw many of my peers, which enabled us to take a number of vacations.
mm,
It enabled us to both my brother and I go to private boarding school,
mm.
and I think that's very important.
That's very good. That's good. And I happen to see someone coming on live with us. Maybe Joanne, you can say hi to them. Hi, hello.
Hello,
Thanks
hi
for
from
coming
Canada.
in. So if any of you who have any question, do post it below in the comment section. We will address them. And if you really like what we are sharing, do give us some thumbs up and some hearts so that we know that you really like what we're sharing. So coming back to you, Joanne, and you were saying that you have it impacted you. What are the skills or maybe values that you gain from being a part of your dad's entrepreneurial journey? What? Yeah.
Yeah, the values that were instilled in me was hard work,
Mm,
dedication,
mm,
um, and that if people work as hard as they do for other people, that if you're working for your own self and your own business, you
mm,
should be able to at least put that effort in plus tenfold. Also, yeah, as well as the self-discipline.
Mm,
I cannot stress that enough.
mm,
The self-discipline, and then the most important skill that I gained, also being in an entrepreneurship with my parents and then myself, and now teaching my children, was um, again time, and how
mm,
you allot your time,
mm,
and be able to balance that out. So I learned how to be able to balance as
mm.
well.
Okay. So do you say that being an entrepreneur you are able to manage time better as compared to a corporate job? So I'm just curious, were you ever in the corporate job, or you were always in entrepreneurship as an
No,
entrepreneur?
I was in corporate Canada,
Ah,
and in the Bahamas and in the United States as well.
ah,
And um, obviously there are different facets of discipline, and that within corporate versus self-employed. But I think
mm,
when you're self-employed, you really give it a whole lot more
mm,
than you would in corporate,
mm, mm.
because you're always striving for more.
Hmm. So how
Hmm.
because you say you're in corporate job and all that. So how does it feel like, because you brought out in entrepreneurial background environment, and how was it for you in corporate job? Was it like a bit struggling, or you were handling very well, or you just felt that this isn't for me? What was your thought?
I I functioned well because there wasn't really anywhere else for me to go up, because I was the executive assistant for the
Mm,
board of directors at
mm,
the Sheraton Hotel. Um, but there was something in me. I felt like I wasn't being authentic to
mm,
myself, and I did not like working for people.
mm.
And as as much as I do get along with people, and
Mm,
I'm a very hard worker, whether I was in corporate or for myself, I felt like I was being caged in,
mm,
and I felt like all of my abilities
mm, mm.
and my skills were not being able to be used.
Yes,
And
yes.
so I gave it the best that I could, but corporate, it's just not for me.
Mm.
Um,
So how long were you in corporate before you decided to start your own business?
I was in corporate for 10 years,
Mm,
and then started my own business,
mm,
which I had a daycare.
mm,
And then after that, I went back to corporate in the financial services
oh,
industry as a financial mutual funds advisor.
mm,
And then I moved, and then I decided to write my book, because
mm,
I there's something about being an entrepreneur
mm,
and being able to set your own time, set your own hours, and the
mm,
foundation that I was given by my parents,
mm,
and then share that with my children. There is a certain type of freedom.
mm,
Although being an entrepreneur is difficult, there is
yep,
definitely a certain type of freedom with being an entrepreneur that I can't even describe.
yep. I understand that, because
Mm,
ever since I started my own business, life have never been the same again. And you were saying that, like, the self-discipline, which is very very important, especially for entrepreneur. Because for me, although I do have a family business, but I was not 100%. I was like, take it as a part-time job or during
yes.
holidays, and that's where I will go back, go to the shop and help my uncles to manage the shop, or to attend to customers. And that was more like a hobby, or like a part-time
Yeah.
job, or it's because it happens on a holiday. So hi, hello, hi Coco, right?
Coco.
Hi,
Yes.
hello, wow. So it's really amazing, and we have a special guest, Coco,
Yes.
coming on to
Yes.
our show. So yeah, so I understand it, and that is a very good value that you shared, which is self-discipline. Because a lot of people who move into entrepreneurship from as an employee, a lot of them fail because they do not have the self-discipline. And because
Mm,
when you have the freedom, it's good, but on the other hand, it's also not good. It's a double-edged sword. And for me, I fell on that part because you have too much freedom. You tend to laze around. You say, okay, I'm going to do
Yeah.
this, but you procrastinate and you never do this. And after a few months, you realize that this is a bad habit. And that's where for
Mhm.
me, I started reading. I started understanding, like um, even to have an entrepreneurial mindset, which is very important. And for you, because you're brought up in the environment, you see that, you grew with it, it's embedded into your body. And I find it is very important to have parents who are entrepreneur,
Mhm.
who can help you to value that. And I have a very interesting question to ask you. Because you were brought up in the entrepreneurial environment, do you have your childhood? That means like live like how other child is living, like having all the fun, going to enjoy all the toys and all that. Is there any difference, or you were still having that childhood that everyone has, but you have additional stuff like you have to help your dad in his business and all that?
Um, I think there was a really good balance. I had
Hmm.
everything. I did not lack anything
Hmm.
at all. And I
Wow.
think with my parents being entrepreneurs, my mother doing her thing at home, but
Hmm.
also being a stay at home mother as well.
Hmm.
And then my father being in corporate, but as well as having his own businesses. I felt that my life was greatly enhanced
Hmm.
because of that. So I not only had what what others didn't have
Hmm.
or others had, I felt that I was blessed with more.
Hmm. Wow.
Mhm.
Because you mentioned one thing is your dad is managing the business. Your mom is also having a business. But ever since she have have children, you guys, and that's where she's also attending to your needs as a
Yes.
mother, the maternal love. And I find that it's really wonderful. And how does it impacted you, because you have that condition, that financial condition that your parents is able to provide. At the same time, because of the financial ability, it allows your mom to also um, grow, that means to attend to your needs, attend
Mhm.
that means to provide as a mother, as a full-time mom, to be able to attend to all of you, giving you guidance and love and all that. That's why the balance is really really good, and it's really rare to have such such environment. And I
Right.
believe that this environment has also created maybe like a scenario, or like a thought in you, that you that's why you are also passing down this entrepreneurial spirit onto your children. So how has it helped you in your parenting, having all this entrepreneurial spirit in you and passing it down as a parenting skill? How does it helps you as a parent yourself?
So I think how it helped me as a parent is that I spent a lot of time. My father was my best friend,
Hmm.
and and I and being around him a lot and working in numbers and working in real estate with him, I feel that I was able to develop from the male side a logical standpoint
Hmm.
for decision making
Yep.
as a woman.
Hmm.
But then having my mother there,
Hmm.
nurturing, loving us, guiding us, building
Hmm.
that home foundation,
Yep.
created a very nice equilibrium in me where I also have that very caring, loving,
Hmm.
natural maternal side that came through from my mother. And how that's helped me in my parenting is I've taken those values.
Hmm.
I'm adopted,
Hmm.
and my parents are actually quite a bit older than most people my age
Hmm.
for their parents. So a lot of old school values were instilled in me.
Hmm.
And now, as a family, me being an entrepreneur, I still fall back on my parents
Hmm.
for some guidance at times.
Hmm.
And my children are able to receive that logical side from me, as
Hmm.
well as the caring and nurturing side And we all get to spend a lot of time together now. So not only are they getting that foundation from me,
Mm.
but doubled from my parents.
Wow, wow. Because they are the one, they are your grandmaster, and then now you're the master to your children
Absolutely.
as a mentor and stuff like that. So, how old are your kids now?
So my son is 13 and
Mm.
my daughter is 18.
Wow, wow. So, what has it impacted them and make them different from their peers? Do you see any difference that they perform differently, they perform better, or what are the things that you observe from them, like being 13 and
What I
18?
what I've observed from both of them at a very, very young age is they would come to me with a piece of paper and they'd say, "These are my goals in making money today, mommy, or money this week." And it would be all written out because I've always emphasized about goal setting with
Mm,
them
mm,
at
mm,
a very young age,
mm, mm,
which I learned from my parents. And I don't see too many other children doing that at such a young age. And so
mm,
they've carried that on. And as they've grown and they set out to do what they did,
mm.
whether it was starting out with a lemonade stand, shoveling snow, raking, cleaning,
Ah,
going door to door and asking to wash cars,
mm,
putting stuff online to sell. Um, so all of that, I know there are other people's children that do that as
mm,
well, but they still, to this day,
mm.
write out their goals, they set them out, and they run for them.
Wow. So, yeah, are all these like writing of goals being taught by you, or they observe from your day to day? Because you do write your goals, right?
Absolutely. Yes,
Mm,
I do write my goals. I have short term, medium term, and long
mm.
term
Wow.
goals.
Mm,
And they have, I think it's a combination of both.
mm,
I instill it in them. They
mm,
know that I'm goal setting
mm, mm.
because I have to as an entrepreneur. Because if you don't have your goals, then, how are you going to reach your destination that
Yes.
you're striving for?
Yep.
And so I talk to them about that,
Mm,
as well as they physically see me doing it on a daily basis
mm, mm,
right here in the comfort of my home.
mm. Wow, wow. That's really awesome um because of all that they are observing, they are living, they are and they're having that all embedded in them. And what impact has it for them when in school, especially for their studies? How's that help them in their studies?
Well, my daughter has been on the honor roll several times,
Wow.
and my son Christopher,
Hmm.
he's uh, he's doing well in school,
Hmm.
um, and I think where that has really helped them carry on in their educational life is once again it boils down to self discipline
Hmm.
and as well as leadership, which resonates both with
Hmm.
me with both of my children, and they're able to step up to the plate when
Hmm.
they feel they have that confidence to
Hmm.
do that,
Yeah.
and um, and I feel that the self discipline and the
Hmm.
leadership are tenfold with
Hmm.
them,
Wow.
and their application in school.
Hmm.
So sometimes, for example, when I'm traveling, I'll bring my son to some of my business functions.
Wow.
And he not only has to do his homework when he's on the road with me, he's also learning self discipline. He's also learning business as
Hmm.
well.
So in that case, because kids being kids, will they have time that they complain, "Mommy, can you don't bring me for business meeting? Can you don't have like be so busy working and all that stuff?" Do they have such complaints as kids, like impatient with things?
Absolutely, they're kids, right? So yeah, of course. And it's a matter of you being who I'm their boss per
Mm.
se. I'm their mother, and so yeah, of course they do. I would be lying if I didn't say that.
Mm.
And it's about maybe sometimes on
Mm.
occasion I might stop what I'm doing
Mm.
and I'll say, you know what? Yeah, give me a little bit of time. I'll be there.
Mm.
Yes, they do. But what I have found in
Mm.
entrepreneurship, being an entrepreneurial parent,
Yep.
is is being able to. I just lost my train of thought
Yeah,
because my
because Coco.
at the computer.
Hello.
Um, where was I?
You were just saying that for them, although they complain and it doesn't really matter.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Is that I will be able to take some time away,
Mm,
but when I decide,
mm,
and then you know, sometimes yes, you do have to find that balance.
mm.
And it all boils back down to self-discipline and structure.
So was it easier for you now because they are much older, or was it easier for you to manage to have that balance when they were younger?
It is the same for me
Mm,
now, but it's different. There's a
mm,
different facet because when I was an at-home mother
mm,
contributing to the household,
mm,
I stayed at home. I had a very strict structure,
mm,
uh, leadership and discipline again, and but I had a home daycare.
mm, mm,
So as they've grown, and within having the daycare, they had their socialization. They had myself.
mm,
They had my parents involved on a daily basis.
mm,
And so as we all got older, we
mm,
transitioned. So is it easier now that they're older? Yes, in a different way though,
mm,
but the same. Um, and what I mean by that is that now that they're older, I'm in a position to be freer with my time to be able to travel now and do
mm,
what I really want to do in
mm.
empowering women and helping women.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
really really nice. And I'm just really curious that just now you were saying that your business, the daycare, how does it comes around and how does it help you? Because I'm pretty curious at how what makes you start this daycare?
I wanted to be able to stay home with my kids, but I also wanted to make money.
Was it after you gave birth to your first child
Yes, yes.
immediately or during the like the maternal after you giving birth
It,
the first few months or before that you already started that?
no, I stayed home for a year with my daughter,
Mm-mm.
um, just solely taking care of her.
Mm,
And then after I decided to start the daycare shortly
mm,
after that. And it was so important as a woman,
mm,
not as a mother
mm.
and not as a wife at that time, but as a woman to be able to have my own and be able to provide, but still be there for my children.
Yeah, yeah. So you were saying that you were sharing with me that your daycare is you had it at home.
Yes.
Yeah. So which
I
is make
trans
transform your house to a
I
daycare.
transformed my entire basement. I had
Wow.
a kitchen, I had a craft art room, I had a music room, I had the nursery where the babies slept. I had transformed everything, including my backyard. We had an
Mm,
entire playground in my backyard, and it was fantastic at that time for the phase that I was in my
mm.
life and for the children.
Wow, wow. Because
Yeah,
it seems really really wonderful, and I would say that it's almost perfect that because you can build a business from your home basement, and at the
yes,
same time you have the flexibility to attend to your kids while they are still young, and it's like you having one stone to kill a lot of birds because you have this daycare to take care of other people's kids where you earn money, and at the same
yes,
time your kids can socialize with them, making new friends,
exactly.
new babies and all that, and that is really wonderful. And how long was that you were saying that you were
Al- Almost 9 years I did that.
wow, so your
Yeah.
daughter basically grew up in that daycare, and
Yes,
I believe that she's very good at taking care of other kids or younger kids.
very, very good. Yes,
Wow,
yes,
wow.
she's very good.
So that is like a perfect business because as a parent you are able to do that, and because your business revolves around motherhood and revolves around your children, and that is where I find that we are very in sync because whatever that you
Mhm.
shared is like the ideal model or ideal testimonial for me to share with, like what I have over here in my thoughts in as a vision, that I
Mhm.
visualize that as an entrepreneur yourself, as a parent, you are passing down entrepreneurial um, like the values, the skills, even the soft skills, even the
Yes,
mental, the mindset, all of that to your children. And I feel that all these skills, values are survival skills for them in the future. Because as
I
we
agree.
know, now the space is very competitive. At least you need a degree to get a job, but it may not secure a job for you. And that's where a lot of students will have to upgrade or have to study more for a master degree. And I believe in the next 10 to 15 years, they may need more than just a master degree. They may need a
Mm,
PhD to be able to get a job, but not to secure a job. Because
yes,
as we know that nowadays there's a lot of technologies coming in, artificial intelligence, technology, internet, a lot of connectivity, and then there's a lot of disruption that is happening in the past 3 to 5 years. And
I agree
yeah,
totally.
and I believe that in their future, in like for my daughter, she's 8 years old, and in another 10, 15 years, she's going to be a grown up. She's going to finish her studies in universities and all that, and she's going to come out and work to find a job. And she
Mhm.
may face some disappointment because whatever she studied now is going to be obsolete or it may not be useful in the future. Because as we see in the past 5 years, a lot of things have changed, a lot of
Yes,
jobs have been replaced, a lot of industry has been disrupted. So if we see that now, what is going to happen in their future is going to be pretty challenging, interesting, and a job may not be satisfied for them in terms of financially, in terms of time and all that, or even to settle down and have a family. So what is your thought? What is your vision for your children in the future? Like what is upcoming? And do you think that you being entrepreneur and passing down entrepreneurial skills, value, how does it help them? What do you see?
so what I see and what you're saying is resonating so much with me now.
Hmm.
What I see is that I feel it's important to have a base for your education.
Yeah.
So post-secondary education, whether one chooses college, university, bachelor's, master's,
Hmm.
PhD. However, you're very on point with the fact that everything is changing and it's changing very fast, and there's going to be a lot of massive changes in a short time span. And so, what I feel is that the best classroom that we have is outside of the four walls.
Hmm.
So, I think it's important, like I said, to have that education under your belt. But I'll tell you something, my father did not finish high school,
Hmm.
and they are well today. They are living very well today for what they've accomplished as entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
So myself, I do have friends that have master's degrees that
Hmm.
are have multiple PhDs,
Yeah.
and I have friends that have no high school.
Hmm.
Some are succeeding, some are not.
Hmm.
And what I hope, what I keep instilling in my children is have that base education,
Hmm. Hmm.
but also continue to strive for outside of that classroom as well,
Hmm.
because that is where the creativity, that is where they're going to be able to enhance themselves to be able to survive outside of all of the education and what is going to be the lack of jobs in the end, and where the world is headed and where it's going. You need that survival and that street mindset as well.
Wow. Wow. Whatever you say is really spot on to what I feel that is upcoming for us, and it's best coming out from you because you are I can say really a qualified for qualified entrepreneur because you came from entrepreneurial background with your parents guiding you, mentoring you, and for so many years, and now you're entrepreneur yourself. We have so
Yes.
much experience from them, and now from you is stepping into entrepreneurship is so, it's a bliss. I would say it's a bliss because you have all that embedded in you subconsciously or unconsciously, and now you are
Yeah.
passing this down to your children, and all this thing is maybe it's already in the genes and all that. Then that's why your children are leaders in their schools, and even for them they always constantly how to make money, or even to be more successful, or how to monetize. They always have the idea like setting up lemonade stalls,
Yes.
even to get some flowers, and some to pluck some flowers and go to house to sell things. It could be
Mm-hmm.
possible because they have that mindset that like entrepreneurship is everywhere, like business is everywhere. Like for you, who would who would think of have converting their home to a daycare, and having everything into one place? And because it's in you, that's why you can come out with that. And a lot of
It's
people, yeah, you were
I'm
saying.
sorry. I just you're just hitting some buttons on me right now, and it's thinking outside of the box
Mm,
because yes, I understand that we all have to go to school, get an education, and do this, but we're conformed, and I don't necessarily agree with the school system, although the government shares that you have to do this, and
mm-mm,
this. And where my thinking as an entrepreneur comes in, based on the foundation that my parents gave me, is think outside of the box.
mm,
We're put in this box at a young age, and yes, we do go through that stream because the government says we have to, but it doesn't mean that that's what you have to do in the end.
yep,
So when you think outside of the box, when you allow your creativity to happen
mm-mm,
outside of those four walls and not be conformed and so structured to mainstream society, then you're able to go further ahead than the 9 to 5 people.
yep. So what you share is really what I also believe, that because although you can pursue your studies, you can study to master degree, PhD, and all that, but that is not the only path.
Mm-hmm.
But if you embrace entrepreneurship, you work on it, you can even work it on part time, build a business on part time. And now I would say, and this has been shared by this guy that I really always been inspired. His name is Gary Vaynerchuk. So
Yes.
for him, he always inspire me because he's always full of hustle, and he's always saying that now is the best time because of internet, because of technology, and now we are connected via
Mm-hmm.
Zoom and connected into Facebook Live, and it's amazing. And we have like 14 hours of time difference, and we are connected,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it's all this is not possible in our parents era. It's not possible in our grandparents era, where they need to exchange labor, hard work,
Mm-hmm.
sweat, tears, even blood, to really build a business, and from scratch. For now, with internet, any one of us can start a business online, offline, whatever stuff, with technology, with even with a simple app. Like if you look at Uber is just basically a platform, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't own anything that they should. They don't own any cabs, they don't own any cars, they don't own anything.
That's right.
Basically they are co-sharing, co-creating, and all this thing is possible because of internet. And even for us
Mm-hmm.
to get connected, it's also because of internet, because of technology, and all this is going to be moving at the lightning speed for the next 3 to 5 years, with a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things that is coming in. And that's why I would encourage for those who are watching this episode, do consider, because with internet you can build your business on a part-time basis. A lot of things you can learn from online, like YouTube is a great learning platform for you to learn anything.
Mm-hmm.
And basically now you cannot say that you do not know anything. With
Yes.
Google, with YouTube, you're able to do anything, and that is possible. And nevertheless, if you do it on part-time basis, you can create a system, and now creating a system is not as hard. Like what Joanne is doing, she's working from home, right? Joanne, your current business, as
Yes.
yeah. So it's all possible because of internet. She can do online coaching, she can do a lot of things online. not necessary to have an office, and she can do it part time, she can do it full time, you can do it anywhere
Mhm.
anyhow, and you can connect with a lot of people all around the world. It's not restricted in your zone. and and this is something that I see from Joanne, because Joanne, you was sharing that you start your daycare, and now what are you moving on with currently? That you were saying that you're
So
writing a book.
yes, yes. So I'm the author of the upcoming book, How to Thaw
Mm,
Your Frozen Feet, as you mentioned,
yep.
and alongside with that, I also speak and consult on
Mm,
helping women get out of leave violent relationships and
mm,
live an abuse-free future.
wow.
And what I do, so what I do with that from
Mm,
home is, as you mentioned, I'm developing coaching programs,
mm,
uh, co-marketing, collaborating, joint ventures, all with people all over the world.
mm,
And so there's absolutely no reason for anybody to not succeed if they apply themselves.
yeah.
I'm doing it. If I can do it, and I was running a daycare, you know, if I can do what I'm doing now, anybody, if they just apply themselves and give themselves the time
Mm,
and put a little system in place, because all of the information is right there at the fingertips that
yep.
you need.
Yep. And what
Mm-hmm.
you have shared is really absolutely right, because with internet, even you can run a traditional business at the same time, you can run an online business, you can have both of
Yes.
them running on the same time. It's all about management, it's all about discipline, it's all about whatever that you really want. And for you, you have moved to the level of helping others to help everyone, which is really wonderful and inspiring. And that's why I want you to come on onto my show and really to share all this inspiring story. And you are really a good role model for me to share with all the mothers out there, or parents who are sitting on the fence thinking whether you should or should not. What is the worst that can happen, Joanne? What do you think that what's the worst that could happen if you start a business, like maybe on online business? What is the worst scenario?
Well, if you're just starting out, you have nothing to lose.
Yes.
You have nothing to lose. And and what comes to my mind is
Hmm.
if you're working for somebody 9 to 5,
Hmm.
and you decide to take on the venture of being an entrepreneur,
Hmm.
you're going to work as hard as, or even more. I promise you that, if you are applying yourself. And you you have nothing to lose, and you have everything to gain in the aspect of enhancing yourself as a better human being, a better mother,
Hmm.
um, and then as well as gaining your knowledge. And
Hmm.
because, like I said, everything's at your fingertips, and whether you choose to do traditional or not,
Hmm.
you have nothing to lose and everything to potentially gain. It's
Yes.
just how you look at it.
Yes. Yes. You're right, because what is the worst if you start a business online? It doesn't cost you a lot, and if it works, your idea works. On the flip side, it will impact not just your life, it will impact your family members' life, it will impact your children's life. And that's what my book Mother Industrialist is
Yes.
sharing on that. Because with a mom stepping into entrepreneurship, it will potentially change your children's life. Because like what that and that is happening to you now, because your parents is as an entrepreneur, and now they
Mm-hmm.
have impacted you. Now you're entrepreneur, you have changed your children's life, or I should say that enhance their life, that are able to pursue their study without worrying that, oh, mommy daddy do not have the money to pay for my school bills, tuition fee, where the world, all around the world, especially in developed countries, a lot of students or new graduates are suffering for, or having a huge student loan debt,
Yes.
which is all around the world and it's increasing. And surprising, a lot of them couldn't pay it off because they couldn't get a
Mm-hmm.
job to pay it off. And who's the ones that is going to suffer? The parents would have to pay. And in the
Yes.
end, the parents will not have their retirement fund if, let's say, they are not entrepreneur. and they have a day job and they have this saving that's left, but this saving has to pay for the student loan, which is very normal for parents to really help their children. So this is what
Mhm.
I see, that effect, if let's say um the children got to the children's life is not being enhanced because of
Mhm.
financial, or even because of they do not have all the skills, the survival skill in the future. If let's say uh, plan A doesn't work, that means a job doesn't work, what is next for them? Most of them, if let's say their parents are not entrepreneur, they will only think of changing job, changing industry,
Yes.
and that will not work too, because they
No,
need to
I
start,
agree.
yeah, they will need to start from a fresh, from ground zero, and most of them will not like it because they are moving to an industry that they don't truly love. And that's where I also realized that from a lot of mompreneurs that I interview, a lot of their children, they have that thought that, okay, I will study as hard as possible because mommy daddy is able to provide, able to fund me to my degree, to my PhD. But in the event that there isn't a ideal job for me, I can always move to plan B, which is to start my own business or even to help out in my family
Yes.
business, my parents' business. There's always an option B. There's always another way out, where that's also the reason why I wrote Mother Industrialist, so that I'm able to share a lot of stories, like 15 mompreneur story in my book. That definitely there will be one that they will like it. And in my book, I put it into different section like passion, purpose, and profit. I also
Mhm.
share with mothers how you can kickstart your business by having these three pillars. So that is what you have shared is really um, some like, kind of summarize of what I want to share with all the mothers out there, that entrepreneurship is the way. And also I also believe that mothers is going to be the next economy mover, because
Yes.
like for you, you are so passionate in in your business because you want to provide a better living. Your why is so strong that that carry you to now. And now
Yes.
you are changing your business from daycare to consulting and all that, and also writing a book to impact and to help and to change a lot of women's life. um,
Yes.
because for you, you have gone you have a lot of stories, you have went through ups and downs, really tough. And
Yes.
I really hope that you could share all these juicy stories to share with all the mothers that anything is possible as long as it's for your children. And mothers
Yes.
always have that power, that ability. And that's where I want a lot of mothers who are watching this, do do believe in yourself that you have the power. And Joanne has done it, and Joanne now is happy with the kids and with her business, and she's moving to the next level to help more mothers or even more women
Yes.
to get out from whatever bad situation they are, so that they are able to be a more powerful woman, to be able to help the children in the future and all that stuff. So Joanne, time really flies, and really want you to share more. Maybe I would invite you again for a later episode to share
Okay.
more stories and more things that you have for us. And so how can the audience connect with you? Maybe you can share.
So I have my Facebook fan page.
Mm,
It's facebook.com,
mm, mm,
Thaw Your Frozen Feet.
mm, mm.
As well as I have my website is under construction,
Okay.
but it's how to thaw your frozen feet
Mm-mm.
book.com. So
Yeah.
that is under construction, but my team is working
Mm.
very diligently on it.
Yes, yes, that's really awesome. And for those who are watching,
Mhm.
I will put the link in the comment section on in the post. Do check it out, and do if you have any question, and also do like Joanne's fan page. It's especially for women's. If you are looking into changing
Yes.
your life, get empowered, do check it out. And will it be out, Joanne? When will your book you're targeting to launch?
We're looking at the end of December.
Wow, wow, that's really quick. So
Yes.
really, I'm really looking forward to see your book, and also to share it around with women, with my friends and
Thank
all that,
you.
and also have them empowered and being inspired. So as I mentioned to you, there's a tradition. There's a question of the day that every guest get to pose out to the audience and also to the next guest. So are you
Yes,
ready with the question of the day?
yes,
Okay,
I
so
am.
give it to us.
So our children are our future. And with us leading by example, that's key.
Hmm.
What are you doing to empower yourself and your children?
Okay, so what are you doing?
What to empower yourself and your children
What are
for a
you
better future?
what are you doing to yourself? Um, After that, what are you doing to yourself?
What are you doing to empower
Oh,
yourself
to
as
empower.
a mother and a woman
Hmm.
and your children for a better future?
Hmm. And your children for a better future. Wow. That is a very good question because that really sums up what we share today because
Yes.
like entrepreneurship do impact our lives, help us in our parenting journey, and also to create a better future for our children. Am I right to say that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the question of the day to the audience who are watching and for those who are watching replay, the question of the day is what are you doing to empower yourself as a mother, as a woman, and your children for a better future. So do post your answers below in the comment section. Joanne and I will be excited, be looking forward to your answers. Do post it below, share it around, and we are looking forward for your answers. So Joanne, before we end the show, do you have any last advice for the mothers who are sitting on the fences, thinking of whether they should pursue their passion or even to step into entrepreneurship? What is your last advice for them?
Put yourself first. Love yourself. Take time to be discerning.
Hmm.
Ask yourself what you want because many mothers put themselves at the bottom of the list. We put ourselves at the end, and then before we realize it, we've forgotten who we are. And if you have 1 ounce of drive in you to want to make a change in your life or enhance your life, follow that. Follow that spark. Do it for yourself and then do it for your children. You will not regret it. I promise you that.
Wow, wow, that is really inspiring and really motivating. And thanks, Joanne, for that great advice. And for those who are
Thank you.
watching Mother Industry live show, thank you for watching. And for those who are watching replay, thank you for making time. And I really hope that you guys got something out from these episodes. Got something out from Joanne from what she has shared on the show. And I'm really looking forward for you guys to post your comments if you have any question regarding entrepreneurship, how you can kickstart a business. Do post it in the comment section. Do let us know. And last but not least, do connect with and also like Joanne's Facebook fan page. So I will put the link below and also put the question of the day that she had for all of you and also to the next guest in the comment section too. So before we sign off, Joanne, I really want to say a big thank you to you, and also thanks Coco for
Thank
coming on
you.
to our show. Yeah, thanks for making time. Really looking forward for your book, and also thank you
Yes.
for sharing so much, and thank you for making time to come in and share so much. This is so much value that I really appreciate that. And thanks all of you for watching. And Kenneth here signing off with Joanne. And thank you guys for watching Mother Industrialist. Do check out the link below and also the Facebook page. Do share it around. And thank you very much. And see you guys in the next episode. Thank you. Thanks, Joanne.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank you. Bye, Kenneth.
bye.